Yo, 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 this is your boy Fireworks, and welcome back. This is Snooper's Gonna Snoop YouTube channel. The beautiful white gold is here with us today, and we are on our way back to Hogwarts, all right? So there was a lot of people in the comments. I did see a few people, mention that we should kind of take a look at this, and I had saw it when I had looked up the very first movie, and it kind of listed out all of the movies. I did see that was a kind of at the end, but neither one of us have seen this, you know what I'm saying? So this will be our first time watching, and this is the Harry Potter 20th anniversary Return to Hogwarts, and I guess this came out in 2022. Yeah. So I guess it'll be 20 years later when I looked it up on Google from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. All right, so I guess it's like a recap, and maybe even more of a recap of more than just the Sorcerer's Stone. Maybe they kind of just skim through, or of of the kind of the whole franchise, or talk about bits and pieces of the whole thing. But I'm interested to take a look at it. White Gold, how are you feeling going back to Hogwarts?
I'm excited because I haven't seen this, and I really didn't know anything about it. So I am excited that there is kind of something else that we can delve into, even just briefly. I love the world of Harry Potter, so I'm definitely excited to take a look at this and see kind of them now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'll be more recent. I haven't really seen any of them as of recently, so maybe this will be awesome. And as well, I think that this was this came out January the 1st, 2022, like on HBO Max. So like this was something that they released first of the year in 2022, which is interesting. I guess it was kind of like sort of pandemic-y still, you know what I'm saying? Not like crazy, but it was still, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna take a look at this 20th anniversary Return to Hogwarts. All right, so this is our first time watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We definitely wanted to share this with you guys, and again, the people in the comments for mentioning it, we appreciate you guys. Okay, so before we get into this, make sure you guys leaving a thumbs up and leaving a like. If you're new here to the channel, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so when we do a video just like this one, you all will get them first. And of course, if you want to get these early and edited with all the commentary, the link to our Patreon's in description. And don't forget to follow us on Twitch, because of course what we not doing here, we will be doing it over there. So back to Hogwarts for the 20th anniversary. I'm Fireworks, the beautiful white gold. And this is Snooper's Gonna Snoop YouTube channel. We back.
Thing.
Albus Dumbledore. That is true. He did say that.
Yeah.
Mysterious thing. Time.
Yeah. So I'll be watching.
Neville.
Damn, look at Neville. Okay, got the goatee and everything.
Emma Watson is their real names.
That's kind of fire. I like how they're doing
That's
this.
awesome. Filmed on the original set. Wow.
Wow, they're all old now. That's crazy.
Neville was born in like July of '89. Oh, he's 35 too.
Okay, so he's like a little older than me. Oh, there's no way she's still alive. Unfortunately. I'm joking.
That is not Bellatrix.
I'm joking.
That is
guys.
Helena Bonham Carter. Look at it.
Wow, chills. And now that we know that Christopher Columbus did this, now I completely can see through that whole vision and the vibe.
Yes. Look at him, Draco. Emma Watson, Jules Gryffindor. Draco, Tom Felton.
Oh, look at Jenny.
Slytherin. Matthew Lewis was Neville.
Neville look real good, bro.
Hagrid is Robbie Coltrane, and he was only 6'1", and Neville is 6 foot, so they was only at like.
Damn, so they really made the.
Ralph Fiennes is Lord Voldemort. Where is Rupert?
Wow.
He couldn't know that at this very moment, people meeting in secret. Harry Potter, the boy who lived.
The boy who lived. Harry Potter.
Dan,
Hey, man.
Try the first two movies.
How you doing?
Okay, Chris Columbus,
This
the
is all-
GOAT. Now we know his library.
Man.
Just very, very slightly. That's kind of you to say.
20 years down the road.
Like, how did you end up doing Harry Potter?
I ended up doing it because my daughter, Eleanor, Prisoner of Azkaban, came out. I said, okay, I'll read these.
Damn, so his daughter's
Yeah.
responsible for that. Crazy.
Then I had to fly to Edinburgh to meet Joe Rowling. Essentially said, this is my vision. She said, that's exactly the way I see the movie.
The queues of kids round the block, thousands of them all waiting for the latest one.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome because I want to see footage like this.
And
I've never
Hagrid is-
seen it.
Yeah, me too.
I've never seen because I wasn't there. I wasn't old enough, really.
My dad
Oh,
used to
God.
do all the voices, and my brother and I just became obsessed. Every time he'd finish a chapter, be like, one more, please, just one more.
A friend of mine at school had the first two, and I went for a sleepover at his house. And he said, well, Philosopher's Stone's there on the bookshelf. We just both sat there in silence, him reading Chamber of Secrets, me reading Philosopher's Stone.
Aw.
The
at 'em.
twins.
It's very easy to forget that at the time people were talking about like the death of reading.
There are millions who now read books who would never have lifted a book up in their lives. Power of writing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Because when I was growing up, reading was weird for kids. We didn't like it. I mean, there's kids that I knew, we like comic books, not like reading that. But then Harry Potter brought people back to the book fair.
Yeah.
It really did.
This little girl asked me, what's that? I think I even said, it's a mic, duh. I remember it because it was Emma.
I became completely gripped by the excitement around this audition.
The fact that like Malfoy seems like Malfoy in real life, like I feel his
That's why
attitude.
they casted him like, because he said it's a mic, duh.
Yeah.
I think the biggest pressure at the beginning was who was going to be Harry Potter.
We just couldn't find Harry, and it was getting kind of weird.
Immediately, a light bulb went off in my head, and I said, this is Harry Potter. So I asked the casting director, I said, we've got to get him in here for an audition.
And action.
That's a dragon egg.
I was a very happy kid who had a
Damn. See, that's the process I always want to see is the test screen. Is like when they conceive that that's the guy that they, or that's the actor. I want to see that moment.
Right.
We screen tested the three of them together to make sure that they all had this chemistry.
I never thought to look in here. This is life. If Filch comes round the corner, at least 50 points off Gryffindor.
Bruh, they won.
Yes.
Holy, they hit the gold mine.
Known maker of the Sorcerer's Stone. The what? Don't you two read?
That was really good.
That was awesome.
awesome.
That's what I always want to see in movies is the test screen, bro. That's crazy. He said that was the first one.
Yeah.
That's the whole franchise. Like that's their dialogue.
Yeah.
That chemistry.
It doesn't feel like much time has passed. It doesn't feel like
I
we've
know.
kind of earned a reunion. I have had kidney stones and a baby, so time. I feel my age.
But there is like
Yeah, I feel my age. I feel you, bro.
They're in the
slip back
Gryffindor
into where
common
you were.
room. That
Our
is
first
so
audition,
awesome.
They're testing us with various different configurations of Ron, Harry, and Hermione.
Something felt different and,
Right,
and
yeah.
like
Magical.
bright and easy. I do remember.
We're announcing you've got the parts. There is now going to be a lot of media outside your house.
Sort of turn things upside down.
Listen to them. Look
Their
how
little baby voices.
Yeah, they're little.
Hermione made complete sense to me.
Arguably the smartest person on the set.
The whole set.
She was a brilliant kid.
Aw.
So I live in a family of 7. Got a red-headed sister, and I live in a burrow.
Camera ready.
That's crazy. Yeah,
They
I
have
was
like
gonna
real
say.
life connections to their characters.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Yeah. Yeah.
Rupert was Ron.
Ron.
How do you feel about becoming famous?
Be cool.
Well, you
Comfortable
famous
based on our
international,
auditions
baby.
And how,
Hey,
like,
that's crazy that how like they really won. When I see that process
Yeah.
now, it's like a magic. Like it's not like he did good job, so I graded him and you get it. Like nah, like it's gotta be it.
Yeah.
Everyone to feel like it's a family. I want everyone to feel like they're home.
It's hard to find one. They found 3 at kids, but they
But
do
they
say
casted everybody perfectly.
they do say that it's hard to find a bad kid actor. I've heard a lot of that in
Yeah.
Hollywood, but these guys had more,
Mhm.
than kid actors.
And Draco is a 4th. Like they
Yeah.
did him perfect.
Yeah.
I am sort of amazed at the fact that I wasn't ever, like, completely overwhelmed by it.
Turn away. Grab hold of it. Look up.
The whole crew just, like, they kept us having fun the whole time.
Yeah, good,
Obviously,
because
we
they're
were just
kids.
Chris Columbus made the atmosphere very much like a fun fair.
Kids
And
being
you can
kids on
see
a
their
set.
connection on
My
screen.
defining memory from Philosopher's Stone is I just
I
learned.
think just in general that it's God sent or just out of this world,
Absolutely.
because like listening to them talk now, they still have it. Like they still like it feels they're just older.
Yeah. When they have fun together, like in between takes or whatever it
They probably
is,
made
like
their
they're
jobs harder.
bonding. So
Right.
then it translates on screen.
Yeah.
And that magic just is there.
Yeah.
Our attention would wane and come and go.
They were just so happy to be in a Harry Potter film
Oh,
that they
yeah.
couldn't contain their excitement.
Columbus had worked with kids a lot, and he was terrific with them. He really was.
He was such a dad as well. Like, and you could really feel that. Like,
They don't have anything bad negative, especially around all these kids.
Right. And
You know what
he
I
did work
mean?
with the kids from Miss Doubtfire and Home
Mhm,
Alone,
yep.
both Home Alone. So Macaulay Culkin. Great.
Like he didn't want a
Boys
boring
Out.
group of kids either. You know?
You might get like 3 people to do the right thing, but it doesn't mean you're gonna get the other 5 in the background doing the right thing.
That's why it worked, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
Columbus basically just let us be
Yeah.
kids.
That's so important, isn't it, that we had that?
Yeah, that's why it feels that way when you watch it.
I don't
Bruh,
think
that's crazy. Hearing Malfoy talk,
I
bro,
know.
it's crazy how they really just matched him. I'm just at all.
Right.
It was Snape, which means he knows how to get past Fluffy.
When I think of the people that I got to just grow up around and
The adult actors came in and were like the mischief.
Oh, yeah, that's that
That's
flimsy.
his rubber arm.
That's that flimsy arm.
Yeah.
so much fun.
he loved making us laugh, and he was incredibly good at it.
I've tried creams, I've tried jellies. Every moment I woke up, it's like, my husband is threatening to leave me. It's being very, very difficult.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Because we really didn't. Yeah, like I like that. I like that.
Friends. Well, we spent so much time together.
I know. I think most of my favourite scenes, if I'm honest, looking back, are with you and the gang.
I
Yeah.
keep thinking about that scene where I get called a mudblood. Because it was like my first, big piece of acting.
Call me a mudblood.
What's a mudblood?
It means
Ron's
dirty
gray
blood.
ass.
Oh yeah, because he was throwing up him slugs.
Yes.
I was always adamant that Hogwarts shouldn't feel as if it's a world that couldn't exist in reality. We could build this world from the ground up.
WB put that money.
Yeah.
WB cut him a check.
And they knew that it was probably gonna be. I mean, the books were a hit. So
It's a good investment. They were smart.
A lot of those scenes with 250 extras, and they're all about
Wow.
eating and trampling around.
One of my favourite moments on set ever was the moment when all the floating candles started burning and just started falling around the Great Hall.
Hundreds of.
So that's how they got it off.
Yeah.
It was really practical.
So much of that would be visual effects now. The fact that we got to actually
Actually,
be
that's
on
so
that
true.
set. Thank you, Stuart Craig.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
that's
crazy.
heat.
That
I
was-
would have
those
never
were-
thought. I would have never thought
those
that.
were practical.
The hardest scene to shoot was Quidditch.
Each team has 7 players, 3 chasers, 2 beaters, 1 keeper, and the seeker.
Basically did a rule book for us, a Quidditch rule book. With Stuart Craig, our production designer, designed the look of the Quidditch pitch.
Angelina Johnson scores!
Oh, that's genius. So he's on like a blue screen stick behind a blue screen, so you can basically fly him and float him wherever you want it.
Right.
And the first film is very storybook, very inviting.
Welcome
The
to
Hogwarts
Hogwarts, yeah.
until you get to the end of the movie.
And when I melt a man's face.
The
Man, I can't
yeah.
believe Voldy was on the back of dude's cranium.
Man,
like,
like,
that. Voldy.
and why did Quirrell let him? Was he gonna kill him if he didn't?
Well, he's probably going to hit him with that. You know what? That cadabra.
Mama Weasley, she said, "Not my daughter, bitch." Oh, look at their house. You remember that?
Morning, Weasley! Always loved any scene where the kind of Weasleys were all together, like the boat.
And Harry Potter was so damn famous that
Yeah.
he was invited wherever.
I feel like being a Weasley is the best part of being in Harry Potter.
Oh, Julie's brilliant to work with.
Julie Walters, Mrs. Weasley, was just so wonderful and brilliant.
They really were like
Yeah.
older brothers.
R.I.P.
Julie Waters and Mark Williams bounce off each other.
Who did?
Dumbledore must know you're here, Harry.
Who did? That's awesome.
This is so exciting.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've been back since Azkaban.
We didn't know you
Oh,
were going to
wow.
come back. It's very natural when we were all together. It was a family, you know.
And then you see the complete opposite with the Malfoys.
Yeah, the Malfoys is the complete opposite.
Mr. Potter. I was first aware of Harry Potter because everybody was reading the book.
Look at him.
Everywhere I went. I'm convinced I
That's
ended up...
crazy. He don't with that blonde wig on. He's a totally different dude. But I always tell people, blonde does something to everybody. When you go blonde, it changes everybody.
The point of him being in the story was to explain why Draco was such a horrible, sadistic bully at school.
If Hagrid was your first influence, chances are you're going to be lovely and very huggy. If that is a psychopath wielding a cobra cane about, you're probably not going to be the friendliest geezer.
You're probably not going to be the friendliest geezer. He's hilarious. I love hearing their lingo in comparison.
I adored Tom from the second I met him.
In fact, working with Jason was not always a treat.
Just being as unpleasant as I possibly could and watching his little face. The very first scene that I shot was actually cut and it's on the deleted scenes. Didn't touch anything. But I didn't know how sharp the teeth were. And they went right into little Tom's hands. And I went, Tom, I'm so sorry. And he went, no, it's all right. It's good for the scene.
Harry Potter.
I remember saying to a friend, I've got this part, it's an elf. The squeals of joy.
Toby Jones is Dobby.
We did take it. And he goes,
R.I.P. my man. R.I.P. Dobbs.
The sock is pathetic, isn't it? On another level, it's everything.
Master has given Dobby a sock. Dobby is free.
One of the major themes is this alliance of friends who endure.
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
So you and I had one of our greatest laughs together with Richard Harris, animatronic version of Fox the Phoenix. And it was this
Damn, that shit look real, doesn't it? That's crazy.
Richard came in and looked at the Phoenix and said, wow, they train these animals marvelously these days.
We'll just keep the bird reacting and moving, and then that, of course, got into a cycle where Richard was like, the bird is responding to me.
Fascinating creatures, phoenixes.
Bro, so you mean they didn't tell him?
They didn't tell him it was fake. That's hilarious.
Told him.
No, we never told him.
No.
We just thought it was a real bird.
He went to his grave with that? Ain't no way.
Ain't no way he went to the grave off that. Ain't no way.
They thought he... Bruh. They made him think that the bird was real until he died.
Thank you so much.
It's been the greatest experience of my life.
Okay, so I guess it is going to go through all the movies, I guess.
Oh, good man. Thank you for coming.
Who is that? That man?
My man.
Sirius Black is an essential character for Harry. When Harry meets him and comes to learn that he's not who he has been told he was. One of the reasons we chose him is he obviously has the potential for darkness and has such a warmth within.
I was aware of Harry Potter, but it was very much a sort of kids thing. And I have kids, so it was going to be in my universe.
Damn, all their kids.
For Azkaban, it's a coming of age between childhood and their teenage years. When he turns 13, there's a big cloud that overshadows, and we needed to convey that also stylistically.
I do. Like, I'm starting to like see it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I appreciate it because I did notice that throughout the films where, you know, they looked tremendously older from and different things. This is when it changed. I wanted it to be darker and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a much darker kind of story.
The descriptions that J.K. Rowling has of the Dementors are very scary. They were sucking an essence of Harry.
When was Azkaban? How old were you?
14.
Really?
Wow.
When we first...
So he was 14 and... Okay.
The first person I remember being like in awe of when they came in was Gary.
I remember you giving me
freaking out.
the Gary chat. Listen, Emma, you need to be cool. Because Gary Oldman, it's a really big deal.
Can you imagine them saying that, like little Harry saying that to...
Dan was first a bit daunted, and Gary was amazingly generous, embrace him, and include
That's
him
cool.
in the acting process. It was almost as if it was mirroring that relationship. When they discover who they truly are is when suddenly there's an amazing bond thing.
That's why everything is so natural, is because Offset, these guys really connected for real. But he's one of my, if not my favorite character other than Harry Potter from Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying? Sirius Black and his connection with Harry is like amazing to me. I love that.
Alan Rickman, Davis Hewlett.
Oh yeah.
You, Emma, Rupert.
Let's kill him! Wait! I did my waiting! 12 years of it!
I have never done a scene with such an amazing cast in my life. A scene in which there are a lot of twists inside the scene. It's an intense scene in which a lot of things are at stake.
I trusted you!
Rupert and Emma and Dan, they are completely committed to the scene.
It is one of the deeper scenes, now that you think about it, of that movie.
Give me a reason. I beg you.
Chris would literally say to him, "Why are you doing that like that?" He said, "I'll tell you later."
Damn, R.I.P. But what's crazy is, like, now that I know and seen the whole thing, Snape's point right there, or Snape's like moment there, was so much into the bigger play with the backstory, with all that. It was so much in bigger play, and I didn't even realize it at the time.
Rupert is Ron. Emma is just such an effortless actor. The truth of the matter is that they are great actors. Sirius Black finds a redemption by having Harry understanding who he truly is.
It was like a family, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It more than
That's awesome. It's like Harry finding out, who he really was and reconciling with him. He was able to free himself of all his claims, and then Harry really realized who he was. That's fire.
It just feels like, being in these, you get to be a part of film history.
Oh, this is the Goblet of Fire, ain't it? Yeah. I think,
Tri-Wizard Tournament.
Doing all of the Tri-Wizard Tournament stuff was so lovely.
Yeah, we're Robert
and, taken
in
away
it.
by
If Edward showed up, that's he.
Like, I remember seeing the Beauxbatons come and do their entrance. Durmstrang.
God damn. So they really had that woman on stilts. That's just a really big woman.
Film, we wanted a British director. We wanted something quite theatrical.
Mike is just this excited, loud, passionate man. Bombastic, action-packed, wonderful, eccentric film.
Yeah, it was, though. Y'all was in water, and y'all was doing all types of stuff. Yeah.
The fourth book is the biggest of them. It's about 900 pages. If it's really going to nail the little darlings to their seat, it has to have this great, big, energetic core.
There's just this kind of like firecracker of energy.
He loved the humour as well and would always try and find it in every scene.
Things changed when Columbus left. It was definitely a bit of a different...
It was a different vibe.
We did have fun on set.
Weasley twins, whom I was very fond of.
Oh, yeah, when they turned old, that shit was hilarious.
We had these wigs on and beards on, what looked like old men.
These two were sort of pressing about at it. And I said, no, come on, boys, really, it's a fight.
Mike just came over and said, no.
Well, of course, I was a tubby 60-year-old gent.
A tubby 60-year-old gent.
So I did the same to him.
Cracked a couple of ribs.
Oh my God.
What? My man really went out there and cracked some ribs? Is that when that love potion shit was going around too?
No, well, maybe, but that's when that boy was there from that other school.
And Hermione went to
and they was all like running after him, and
the amount of prep and coaching Emma and I would give each other on like texting to the opposite sex.
We had that kind of older brother, younger sister thing.
A lot of hormones flying around.
I bet.
Crushes.
Crazy. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you also grew up with these people. Like, you can grow to love some people or grow to be attracted to people. Like, it's crazy.
That film was probably peak hormone, at least for me. It was exactly what you expect. A bunch of like hormonal teenagers anyway, and then like all of them are like purposefully hot.
Purposely hot.
He is just like a slightly awkward teenage boy.
Yeah, you got this Wolfie shag kind of thing, like.
Joe, I just wondered if maybe you want to go to the ball with me.
I didn't catch that.
It obviously was a coming of age.
He was nervous as hell. Plus, they were putting pressure on him. Everybody had to pick a date.
Yeah.
The Yule Ball
Yule
is first and foremost a dance.
The students are learning to dance. It was pretty much like a typical school day.
Yeah, because Hermione went to with that Tri-Wizard cat, and Ron's dumb ass was supposed to ask.
Says, right, I'm going to teach you to dance. Of course, she picks Rupert.
Place your right hand on my waist.
What? Weirdly, I felt quite self-conscious about it. I didn't really know. I'd never danced before.
Look at his face, Weasley. His face.
Twins, they were constantly kind of ruining me. They kind of convinced me there was this whole like dance routine.
Do you know your steps?
Like real big brothers. That's funny.
Damn, they was playing with my man's in there.
No, you will have to lead eventually.
I bet you it is. I'm gonna tell you right now, it would be hard for me to work with Ron because his faces be having me so weak. Ruffles.
With really wide lapels and long sort of tails, and you didn't feel cool at really any point in that.
Smell like my great Aunt Tessie.
All I can remember is like
Harry's
really
face.
aggressive.
Actually, I kind of loved it. It was very Weasley.
Yeah, it was perfect.
He's definitely very Weasley, yeah. We pulled it off.
And did.
Me and Rupert looked like, I don't know, Austin Powers mates or something out the side.
Harry and Ron, particularly Ron, see Hermione as a young woman.
Is that Hermione Granger?
No. Absolutely not. I mean, everyone can kind of relate to that.
Ron, you should have asked, man. Yeah, she was. That's when I feel like we both kind of was like, wow, like she's,
insecurities.
I knew it was a big deal. I just knew it was the like duckling becomes a swan moment.
Now, don't swing your arms.
Your arms are swinging too much. You're walking too quickly. Of course, I fell down the stairs.
We were a bunch of...
I mean, she was young and bless her little heart, yeah. Yeah.
I am not a dancer and I will never be able to dance.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Stylish. Lucky man. Emma and I have always loved each other, really.
I just don't know how to say it. I just fell in love with him.
And
wow, who would have thought?
I know.
I used to come in every day and look for his number on the call sheet. If his number was on the call sheet, it was an extra exciting day. For him, he was like, you're like my little sister.
Yeah, I've always had a soft spot for her, and that continues to the day.
They love each other.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
From kids, though. That's awesome.
Nothing has ever happened romantically with us. We just love each other. That's all I can say about that.
I love that.
I do too.
It's a lot
they
different.
don't have to do anything to get like they just
It's not Western.
mutually love you. Like they just have a bond.
Yeah,
a
it's not
connection.
Western culture. It's not. They don't do that. It's different over there. They sword fight and shit.
There is Voldemort.
He who must not be named.
Baldemus.
Baldy!
Because he's one of the most potent actors of his generation.
I said, Martha, I don't know about this. Voldemort. What's that? You're being asked to play Voldemort?
You've got to do it!
Damn, I love that their kids were like, oh my God.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
So there was the voice, the sort of snake-like whispered.
Yeah, and it fits though.
Wanted to be ultimately evil and otherworldly.
And that's crazy. Like he's such a you see how he within like 3 seconds he one phrase was able to turn him back into Voldemort. You can completely see it. Like that's nuts, dude. Must be an all-star actor.
Except when they called action. And for some reason, I was terrified of it. It took about 3 hours in makeup, the painting of the hands, the nails, the teeth.
One of the people that you assume is going to be very important, Cedric Diggory.
Edward.
Cedric Diggory's father, he realizes that the kid is dead and he howls like a dog.
And that's the part where it really, it almost had me tear up and it got me, made me realize.
And suddenly you realize that this movie is not about life, it's about death. The moment of Cedric Diggory's death is the moment the series comes of age.
Yeah, that's the moment it turns right there. Because I feel like that's where I was like, man, I want to see something, and then they murdered somebody, and I'm like,
and they saw that dead body in front of them.
Yeah.
Like,
yay, the Order of the Phoenix, my fave.
Oh, no, look, they really don't look very well.
They're all still here.
They're really still here. I mean,
Whoa, that's crazy. So they went back to like the sets and stuff.
Yeah.
That is creepy. Cold chill.
let's race, okay? On your mark, get set, go.
Oh, God.
Last night, I thought, I'm going to just dig up these things, and I asked for your autograph.
Dear HBC, it was a pleasure being your co-star and coaster. Honestly, still kind of pleased with that.
Yeah, yeah.
In the
Surprised in himself.
Then what does it say?
Now, I said, I do love you, and I just wish I'd been born 10 years earlier. I might have been in with a chance.
No, I shall always treasure that.
Thank you.
Wow, little Harry Potter. Look at it.
He should have been born 10 years earlier. Not a chance of time.
Listen to Harry, boy.
Man, she would have never been with Tim Burton. She would have been with Danny.
Look, I got my teeth.
Helen has brought her teeth.
My teeth.
She's done literally nothing to these in terms of cleaning. Yeah.
Yeah, it smells a bit whiffy. Do you remember me?
I remember this is, yeah.
Do you remember me? Hey, man, I hate her in that damn movie, but she funny as shit in real life.
Jo sent me a secret message. Might not really much on the page, but she's going to do something significant.
It's like a playfulness to
There was
her,
the
which is like
playfulness.
even more disturbing.
For her, she is desensitized.
Yeah, she has a lot of fun doing what she was doing.
Yeah.
Even running from Harry, I mean, and saying that I killed Sirius Black, like she was just, it was just fun to her, evil fun.
You can never really know what's going to come out of her mouth
Right.
next. Whatever she did on that take does not mean she's going to do the same on the neck.
She's just allowed to do anything she wanted. She could cackle, she could jump up and down. I kept on wanting to go, shut up.
I kept wanting to go, shut up.
It was good for the movie, though.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I killed you, didn't I?
You killed me.
I'm sorry.
There you go. There's your closure.
Oh, we worked.
I still have no closure. It's all good.
Fell into the veil. What was it? The veil?
Yeah,
What was it?
I go through the veil.
God, I wanted to rip her apart after that.
For all of us as like younger actors, you and Gary and David like would treat us more like adults. I loved it. Kind of ready to be like, can you push me? Like we want to try and be actors too.
Yeah, growing up, you were like at that. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Especially like not only were you kind of going through the hormone stage, but also like growing up and becoming an actor.
Right.
And I felt we needed a director who could handle that. David Yates works so well with actors, really pushes them in all the right way.
Really cared so much about all of these characters. And also we had a lot of kind of
Yeah,
one-on-one.
him battling Voldemort was fire.
Thinking about how we sort of grow the whole thing up and make it a little bit more adult and sort of thematic.
Needed to expand and get bigger and more frightening. There was a big increase in scale and complexity.
You say much more and you might as well induct him into the order straight away.
If Voldemort's raising an army, then I want to fight.
When I started,
My
one
dog.
thing that
See? Well, I love Stan. He was always gonna ride for Harry, bruh. Knowing that he knew his daddy and all that, like that was, you feel me?
People definitely forget what she took on. Dan and Rupert, they had each other, whereas Emma was not only younger, she was by herself.
See that at times I was lonely.
As a 14-year-old boy, I was never going to turn around to another 14-year-old and be like, is everything okay?
Order of the Phoenix.
Was when things started getting spicy.
But you considering pulling out? I never really spoken to you.
Yeah, I think I was scared. I
Yeah.
don't know if you ever felt like it got to a tipping point.
I also had kind of similar feelings to Emma, what life would be like if I called it a day. We were kind of in the moment.
The age of like crying in front of your actors and your stars and stuff, which they still do, but it's not as big as it used to be. Red carpet things used to be fandoms.
The fame thing had finally hit home.
I'm just very proud to be a part of something that means so much to.
I was writing to J.K. Rowling since I was about 11 years old. She read the letter and responded to it.
What? So it worked? Like, see the magic that be going down? Like, how does that happen?
I remember Dan very vividly. It was on my screen test. Mistletoe. And I kept forgetting that I have to talk back to him because I'm so used to watching him on a screen. And I kind of think that contributed to the whole Luna Lovegood vibe.
Yeah, because she was really, there you go. I was about to say spacey.
The movies kind of gave people permission to accept parts of themselves. Your oddness as a superpower represented on screen.
I remember when I first met. That's fucking fire. Amazing. Man.
I didn't have a huge amount of friends.
I think it's great to be a misfit, and I think that's possibly why it's so popular. It's a great relief of loneliness, I think.
I could relate to that kind of feeling of not quite knowing what your place is.
Everyone felt more like they belonged by witnessing these characters that didn't belong.
That was dope to see Harry kind of lead too.
Hello. Ginny, Harry, that relationship, how that kind of slowly developed. Harry essentially becoming a Weasley himself.
Bonnie was the youngest one, so it was just a bit like, oh, what? This is weird.
Ron's ass sat right in between them.
Mm-hmm.
Ron.
Pressure, you know, this is the loved sort of hero of the story.
I'm so proud of who Bonnie and Ivana and Katie are and who they've become. Every single one of those girls was like a lovely human being.
I love to hear that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say that they all got along and everything was just smooth when it comes to like the characters and their connection. A lot of relatable stuff off the camera and on the camera.
Because I was definitely trying to steal my wand.
You know they don't work, Tom.
In time, with enough practice.
It would work.
Yes.
One time it did happen with me.
Oh yeah, you got to do it, didn't you?
When you do your spell, it will blow up.
Wow.
Really surprised and scared by
Okay,
my
so some of that was practical. Okay.
It was this horrible thrill of power.
Right. It's a lot more satisfying than making a feather levitate.
Thought that a lot of that stuff is not practical, but like I think it's cool that she actually got to like be in that scene and blow it up or whatever.
Harry is under the impression Draco Malfoy is now a Death Eater.
The child who hasn't received affection can develop this anger and hatred at the world.
What Draco's journey is to do with whether he is or isn't trying to please his father.
The guy who plays Voldemort is Voldemort.
Yeah.
Bro. Like when the other actors talk, I hear a difference in them. But when he talk, it's Voldemort.
Please let me help you.
I don't want your help.
Bad guy who in the previous films had always been somewhat two-dimensional, given the opportunity to explore far more complex.
I like how he was written. He's brought into this world as like he said, two-dimensional. Like he got some problems, but then you realize he's kind of like a fake hard ass. You know what I'm saying? Then he's pressured into doing this with his father and Voldemort and all this stuff.
And to watch Tom create that struggle on screen, all that nuance, all that complication, it was just so impressive.
Avada Kedavra.
That shit broke me in half.
Man.
Phew.
So many people that we both thought would be around for much longer than they
Yeah.
have been.
It's
Like
hitting them hard who all is not there no more.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like to come back and do this and realize that all these people, that's gotta hurt.
Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living. All those who live without love.
Wow. He does got some wise words in these movies, Dumbledore does.
Richard Harris was such a special, warm person.
I think I said that in the very beginning of the Harry Potter series that he reminded me of Merlin.
Yeah, Dumbledore #1.
Could you give us another 12, please?
Hilarious.
Such thing as magic.
Oh wow.
He passed away
He
too.
embraced his...
Damn, I didn't know that. I thought he was just like the main. That's crazy.
Mhm. And Hagrid has passed away. He passed away in 2022.
Aw.
Yeah.
I wondered when I'd be seeing you, Mr. Potter.
I feel really lucky to have some little bit of touch with the amount of just amazing people that have passed.
Alan Rickman.
One day.
Snape.
That's crazy, bro. A lot of these characters aren't here anymore.
Yeah. Oh, she died too.
Damn, she died in 2021.
I said, I think I just met the best actress I've ever seen in my life.
Aw.
Frankly, adolescent laughter were on the set.
Damn, bro. That's
She
deep.
taught me a lot. See, I can't even say it.
Yeah, I know. I was
Because
gonna
like,
say
that was his on-screen mom.
that's tough.
Just shows such empathy in our eyes. That was a real treat to work with her.
I can teach you how to bewitch the mind.
He always took my thoughts and opinions very seriously.
Alan was a very dear friend. We had that his final scene. I was a little intimidated by him, his expert delivery.
Yeah, I feel like if there's anybody who really showcased it, it was Snape. He had a very seriousness.
Yeah.
Believable. Wow.
And you can always find them in here.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
But remember this. You're not alone.
Damn, they even try to touch you in this documentary, boy. It's heavy.
The boy who lived.
Wow, that's fire. The little like montage.
Yeah.
This is heat.
Come to die.
I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, what is that? Because I was like, it was different than Harry and them's. It was mean. Something worth fighting for.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm having like weird nostalgic moments. Remember my hamster, Millie?
Yeah, I didn't remember the hamster's name. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's
I
okay.
didn't remember the hamster's name. I'm sorry.
That you had an animal that was on set with you.
They made a coffin for it, the carpenters.
That designer's built Millie her own wooden coffin.
That is cute.
Do y'all hear that, bro? That's awesome.
We do like a service. I feel like we said a few words.
I kept wanting to.
Do we say a few words for Millie?
You hear Ron? You hear him, bro? he's got damn weak as shit.
It doesn't feel like much time has passed.
I know.
Better than we do in the epilogue, which
Yes,
is great. Like
which
we
is a
made it in
win.
before
I was going
that.
to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do look better in the epilogue now they're of age.
And a fat suit.
Yeah,
I think I've kind of...
Yeah, you went for it.
No one else can really quite understand what we experience. It's a very unique thing. We'll be kind of forever bonded by that.
Yes, this experience is worth a lifetime.
In just small ways, just in terms of like, it's really cold. Are you okay, Dan, if I like fall asleep on you?
We have all fallen asleep on each other in like some of the most grand cathedrals and things in the UK.
Wow, so they were in some real places and stuff. I love that.
And it was like non-verbal. It was like the three of us could communicate
Yeah.
without even having to say anything. We were each very strong for each other. Need to change.
Yeah, especially in that part one, y'all was on the run the whole movie.
These films had a very different feel. We were away from Hogwarts a lot of the time. Tone was a lot darker. It felt like a different film. It was a real opportunity to go deeper with these characters.
But everything that you had done up to that point prepares you for it. That's why I say it's destiny. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that shit. That's awesome.
A scene that I thought was going to be really awkward, which was us doing our dance. Now, that's one of my favorite scenes from the whole of the series. I don't think I could have done a scene like that with another actor.
Yeah, I think that was a touching moment though.
Yeah.
It showed, even though Harry had the world of the weight of the world on his shoulders, he was still looking at Hermione and had a space for her to try to
Exactly.
make her feel, because she was conflicted too, you know.
There's so much said in the scene that was unspoken. I loved that.
There was that sequence on the last movie where it was like us running through the forest. Remember you and I, Emma, becoming incredibly competitive.
Ridiculously competitive.
And I like how they shot these things like in the daylight, but when you see the movie, it's dark as shit.
Yeah.
This relationship has been
Yeah,
so
see?
restrained.
And I started calling it early too. I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on with him? What is it? I started calling it early.
Because we're doing the kiss this week between Ron and Hermione.
What?
Doing the kiss between Ron and Hermione.
In this moment of extraordinary jeopardy, they turn to each other. We've waited 7 movies for this. It was almost like prepping them for a major sports event.
And it was meant to be like this dramatic make-out, because you and I just kept corpsing. And I was just really scared we were never going to get it because we just couldn't take it seriously.
I bet.
Well, everyone wanted to be on set for it, because everyone was like, this is going to be good, guys. I knew I was going to kind of have to be the one to kind of make this thing happen. So I just had to go for it.
I think I blacked out. I just remember your face getting closer.
Do you make it sound like an actual horror show in your head?
It wasn't.
It was a horror probably for him. It wasn't you. Like, he was probably all over the place. The moment.
It just felt wrong. Dan, Rupert and I are so much siblings.
Yeah.
All three of us, I think, felt so matched in how much it meant to us.
Hell yeah, y'all long lost brothers and sisters, bro. Like, from the test
Right.
screen. Y'all had the magic from the test screen, bro.
They were siblings in another life.
She had to be. I was about to say, the final battle.
Finish him.
A very biblical
Putting over
image
a fake
carrying
sleep.
Harry across the bridge.
I'm weak.
Playing possum ass.
Great story of Neville is that he's the champion.
Yeah, he is. He's like the underlying story. You don't
Yeah.
see it coming, for real. But they set him up to be that.
The thing that Harry Potter did for me, both as a story and as an actor in it, was that it helped me to find at first what I'm not, which therefore by extension found what I am.
Oh wow, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, Neville came through clutch.
Final confrontation between Voldemort and Harry takes place in the Great Hall with a huge audience. I really wanted
Damn,
to.
so they were really doing the pyrotechnics and stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if Dan just grabbed Rafe, pulled him off this tower?
Come on, Tom.
As they apparate, they merge together. You'd visualize in that moment before they
Yeah,
tumble.
Right.
exactly. Like, bro, yeah, perfect.
The yin and yang.
Yeah, it was perfect.
We were shooting in cold months and the skies
Rain.
were grey. This thing that's running current in you that you had to.
Like, you
What is
could
the
feel
physical
it.
challenge of making the films?
Yeah, in his hand.
Finish this. It has to go out on a high. It has to be meaningful.
The final showdown. Good versus evil. Voldy versus Voldemort. Yeah, new beginning.
Yeah.
Which is dope because now I know that wand was meant for Harry.
Let's play the part of Hermione Granger.
He doesn't like the clip in his hair.
Yeah.
What do you do, Cam? I'm from the press, exactly. How did you know? Are you excited?
Their first day. How crazy.
Look at him.
For me, it's very good
Yeah.
memories. Like, what is it for you?
I'm very proud to have been part of them. Towards the end, it was kind of a weird time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always want to finish it out. And when you finish it out and you look back on it, then it's when you can make your decision.
Yeah.
But you don't want to live with no regrets.
Like, it was weird things. Even my name didn't feel like my name.
Ron was my favourite character, so it was so cool being him in the film.
We did the most extreme form of method acting.
Yeah.
It always had to end.
An extreme form of method acting. Yeah, it's exactly what it was. Yeah.
The way it feels for me now, seeing you here having had time apart, I try not to get emotional, it feels like you're like a pillar of my life.
Because I've watched you grow up. We've watched each other grow
Yeah, that's awesome. Wholesome. Family.
Aww.
Even though we don't see each other, it's a strong bond that we'll always have, and we will always be part of each other's life.
From kids, like from 11 years old
Yeah.
to now they're well into their 30s. That's 20 years. And they were like they
so
filmed
nice to
together for
see.
10.
Yeah.
I love you.
Aw.
Say it back, Emma.
As a friend. Ron.
Just to be clear. Phew.
One of the last shots we did,
Diving past the camera and landing on this crash mat.
To this one take of us jumping.
It was such a metaphor for what was actually happening, to travel into another world.
Because then it was all over.
Yeah.
Then it was all done.
for
Aww.
them throughout. Everybody who'd seen
I remember all of us just holding each other.
Bawling y'all's eyes out. Yeah.
Because y'all did it, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all overcame. Y'all like, it's crazy. Y'all accomplished so much, learned so much.
So ingrained in me as well. Like, I measure my life with these movies. Did you pass your driving test? I'm like, Order of the Phoenix.
Period.
Shut up. Order the Phoenix.
There's something about Harry Potter that makes life
Absolutely.
richer. Stories give us places we can go where we can rest.
Yeah, it's comfort. It's comforting. It definitely is. And inviting.
I've said things like, these are the only films my dad and I watched together.
Amazing to be a small kind of part of that and bring
A
it on
huge part of
finding
that.
new mediums like
In a
stage
small part
show.
of it. You is
Yeah.
Ron Weasley and we mad that they gonna recast y'all.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
Y'all are important.
There's nothing like the stories.
We will always be there for Harry Potter.
For young people to go, oh, that could be me, having that moment of doubt.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt going through it.
Yeah.
That's why I said, like, I feel like I can be the fourth member or I am Harry Potter, for real.
And it's an extraordinary world to be involved with.
Harry.
Harry.
People who otherwise feel lonely, they feel they belong.
To the fans that come up and say hello to me now weren't even born when we made the film.
Damn, yeah, I was gonna say it's crazy now seeing it. You're that great.
Grateful that it's being passed down to other generation.
Get to see young children grow into adults. I don't
Yes. That's the best part about movies. That's why I say it's very important that you keep actors on. If you're going to tell these stories, don't be recasting in the middle and all that. Don't be doing that.
Robbie Coltrane, last day on Harry Potter.
Oh, wow. Rest in peace.
We'll show them to their children, so you could be watching it in 50 years' time. I'll not be here, sadly, but
Aww.
but Hagrid will.
Hagrid will.
Just really fond memories. I think about it a lot.
Amazing experience, and I can't really explain to you, like, they're such good people.
It just did something to you. Shoo, it's heavy.
There are people on these films that are foundational to who I am. I feel so lucky to be where I am and to have the life that I have.
No, bro, you work with the greats at a young, golly, at a young age.
It was a very good 10 years.
After all this time, always.
Wow. Casey Patterson, because that was amazing.
That was amazing.
Shoo. And heavy. Lord, it got heavy at the end. All right, you guys, so welcome back. That was the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter and 20 years, I guess, back to, or the Return to Hogwarts. All right, so that was an amazing special. White Gold, how do you feel?
This was amazing. Like, I love seeing, like, the first half, my cheeks was hurting because I just was smiling the whole time, you know, seeing, like, their littles again and kind of where they started. Their first screen test was amazing. You can see the magic right then and there, you know, so the casting was done very well and you can see the process, and I think it's really cool to see, like, the behind the scenes things and kind of how they felt during that and things they didn't necessarily talk about that they noticed now and they've talked about since and things like that, and just seeing where they are now and how they've grown up and they're such fine young adults now. And, you know, it's like, it is sad, you know, to see it, how time goes, you know what I mean? Because, like, I did kind of, they're older than me a little bit, but I did kind of grow up with them, so I feel like they're like my siblings too, kind of. But they do have that, like, really strong connection, and you can see it, like, off screen and on screen, how it translates so well. I love that the director of the first two, Chris Columbus, like, we were looking before we started, and he's got a list, like, things that we didn't even realize that he's done, like Miss Doubtfire, the Gremlins, and just, like, go look Chris Columbus movies and stuff, and you'll be surprised what he's done. But to see, like, Helena Bonham Carter, even, because I know her from, like, the Tim Burton world, and to see her, like, she's older now, and it's kind of shocking. But to see everyone that was involved that has now passed, and even more currently, because we've lost Hagrid since then, and even now Dame Maggie Smith is gone, etc. But just to see, like, the longevity of this movie, and it might be a classic like Wizard of Oz or The Lord of the Rings, you know, like, they just get passed down, and it's such a magical ride, and it does get emotional because, you know, you see how they feel towards each other, and we feel it, like I said, how it from the screen, and then to see the behind the scenes, how they are so, you know, good together. And, you know, it's like like when you graduate or something like that, but they were in it way longer, like 10 years, and then to, like, wrap it up and not see each other anymore every day is, you know, it is gonna take a little toll on you. But to see how, like, they did kind of shape each other into who they are today, and just to show the appreciation that they have for each other. And, you know, they were kids, so they didn't necessarily have to take it so serious, but the fact that they did and they worked so well together, like, it just shows how legendary and amazing that these movies have come out. And I'm glad that none of them decided to, like, pull out of it or anything, you know what I mean? Because looking back now, thank you for just sticking to it and giving us 7 amazing movies and now a special. Like, my heart is so full after watching that.
We give it out of 10. We get the special at 10.
10.
Well, for me, I thought it was really, really cool to see a lot of the fandom, because I was someone who came late to the party, which was last I want to say September, October is when we started Harry Potter. Or I think it was October. And for me, I didn't know anything about the fandom. I've always, like I said, I'd always heard about the books growing up, because when I was growing up, the book fair was a thing. You had the Scholastic book fair, and then when you was in elementary school, you would get them papers that your teacher would give you where you could order books that had all types of cool stuff and gadgets that come with it. And it was just a time where Harry Potter, I feel like, was the main, like, there was other things that I read, like Captain Underpants, but it was more like in a comic book form. Same thing with like Calvin and Hobbes, which is one of my favorite, set of books and stories. They're comics, you know what I'm saying? And of course I was like, reading Batman comics and like Spawn.
Yeah, like Junie B. Jones for the girls.
Right, stuff like that. But as far as like actual books, I wasn't like the biggest reader like that growing up. So, but at the same time, like if you'd ever been to a book fair, like growing up, I'm around 35, so in the 90s up until now, like if you ever grew up in the book fair, bruh, you knew when Harry Potter hit. That I was probably one of the only ones in my classes that wasn't on Harry Potter. Everybody was trying to get that book at the book fair. Parents were showing up to buy their kids that with their kids, not sending their kids to school with money. They were showing up with their kids to make sure their kids got it, doing stuff like that. It was big. Yeah. And it was cool to see like the fandom, like people holding up signs and the red carpets and stuff like that, because I was never there, you know what I'm saying? You see a lot of that stuff now because like you get known when like social media will tell you when like the red carpet thing comes out, or you just know that it comes out normally like a week before the actual.
And now it's really full of just press, like you can't get those. Like they were really close to them getting signing autographs and stuff, and now like it's not so much like that because it's all like pictures, cameras, press.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And I thought it was cool to like really see that. Well, one, I've always said, you've heard me in some reactions, wanted to see the test screen stuff. Seeing the test screen for this shit, bro, like it gave me chills, like down to the bone, bro. Like that's the best thing about being a creative and doing this stuff is the magic. You don't really, a lot of people talk about budgets and money and all this stuff, bro, but you don't know that there's a piece of magic that is so much a better of a story than hearing about the budget cut and hearing about all that shit. Like there's so much magic made, and I get it. Harry Potter made its money because it was so popular, but like away from the money it made, bro, the magic was in that like, bro, that was crazy to see. Like hear that they couldn't find a Harry Potter, bro. They were struggling to find a Harry Potter, and they got Dan Radcliffe from this one movie the director saw and put him in the middle of Hermione and Ron. And it was like God sent. It was like, and I saw it. Like I saw what they saw. Normally, like the director has an eye. He's way more talented than me. He's got way more experience. I saw it. I saw what he saw. I think that was amazing to see. Like you couldn't. There's no reason to cast no more. You had it right there in that one. They weren't even wearing any costumes or nothing. They were just reading lines. Like that's amazing to me how you can see it right there and and then to see it come to fruition, like, and then like I said, like keeping the same actors. And this story kind of started out with a younger, cast, so you needed to kind of keep on with the focal point and stuff like that. So I understand that it was a lot more in demand with this cast, but I always say when you do franchises like this, to keep the connection, to keep the emotional stuff, to keep the story that you want to tell, it is prime time that you sign these people on for a long periods of time. There was a point in time where Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man had finally got some burn with his second movie, and Marvel was like Civil War Tom Holland, and people were confused. And kind of people are afraid of that with the Batman and Pattinson and James Gunn's new Batman. They're afraid for some reason that they can't exist in the same thing. And sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. I feel like for continuity's sake, it's nice to keep the same guy in there because it connects with the audience. And thank God they already had the magic before they even filmed a second, you know what I'm saying? But it really made a lot more depth to their characters to see that that's who they really were in real life. A lot of the off-screen stuff that they were dealing with growing up bled into the movie and their acting and them growing up. On top of it, I don't even think they're giving themselves enough credit because, they were around some of the greatest actors and actresses growing up. That's like LeBron James going to Michael Jordan games growing up. You would expect him to be, you know what I'm saying, or kind of like how Kobe's journey was with Michael Jordan, how he felt like a big brother to him, how he was asking questions, wanted to learn at a young age, and you see what he turned in to be, and you kind of see that here, that same magic, being around these people at a young age, being able to learn this stuff and experience it at a young age, to be able to grow into that and learn that it's a once in a lifetime thing. I've been around, you know, some basketball players and things like that I wish growing up I would have taken more notes and just learned more, because now that I'm older, you know, I can see where places in my life where I should have learned and stuff like that, where they had the opportunity to just bask in that. It's just crazy. Like, I just never imagined all the stuff that I saw in this documentary to really be real. I just kind of expected them to be actors in a script, and they kind of have a little bit of stuff, but like they're like, that's real magic and real depth into these characters and what was brought on screen. Like, what we see, what we feel is 100% real. It's 100%. And it makes me love and have an appreciation for Harry Potter even more, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And I love this world of wizardry and fantasy and stuff like that. And I can't wait to continue Lord of the Rings, because I really, really enjoyed the first film. So I'm excited, you know, to continue down the road into some of this stuff, and maybe we can get into some of the other movies in the Harry Potter universe, whether the Fantastic Beast and
I think so.
Stuff like that. Maybe down the road we can get into that. But as far as Harry Potter, I think that with this special, we've kind of,
what do you give it out of 10?
Summed it up. Definitely a 10. It was heavy, you know what I'm saying? I also didn't realize how many of those actors and actresses that we really lost from this franchise. It just blows me away, you know. But again, shout out to J.K. Rowling and everybody that had something to do with Harry Potter, because it was amazing success. And it's definitely, you know, lasted down to the generations, because even now, when I first started, you all were awesome in the comments with the Harry Potter stuff, and just to see you all be fans of it and accepting me into Hogwarts and joining the world, I really appreciate it, and I had a lot of fun. So you all let us know down in the comments how you all feel about the 20th year anniversary Return to Hogwarts. All right, let us know. And of course, all the Harry Potter movie reactions are up on the channel. I'll probably just add this one to the playlist, you dig? So that way, if you want to watch it, you can watch all of them, and then you can watch our reaction to this too. All right, so before we get out of here, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up, leaving that like. If you're new here to the channel, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell, so when we do a video just like this one, you all will get them first. All right, so of course, we'll be back with more content very, very soon. All right, I'm Fireworks, the beautiful white gold, and this is Snoopers Gonna Snoop YouTube channel. We out.